Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn, the traveling trainer of GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, about to welcome yet another great fitness professional, also in Atlanta, Georgia, Ms. Susan Longley. That's right, folks. Before Susan gets on here, though, I wanted to invite everyone out there to please make sure to like my video, leave us a comment, share it with all of your friends and family after you subscribe to GoTarryn on YouTube. And also, when you're at it, check out the Atlanta Senior Life paper. That's right, because we're going to be talking about that today. Susan Longley was featured in here in a really nice article, and I'm going to be talking to her about that. I'm also going to be asking her about some New Year's perspectives and New Year's goal settings in a health and fitness resolution way. So she's going to be telling us all about that and here on the show to talk about that momentarily. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back, everybody. Hello everyone, we're back, and on the line right now here, also joining me in Atlanta, Georgia. We've had her on before, and she's back on with us, Ms. Susan Longley. Susan, how are you doing out there today?
I'm doing great. Happy New Year, Taryn.
Happy New Year to you, too, as well. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on here, and we got a lot of things cooking, a lot of things going on. You know, you and I chatted before recording, and you're coming out again to guest speak at Georgia State with us. We're really looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that, right.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Can't wait. And Susan, you showed me a really cool paper I wanted to talk to you about here today called Atlanta Senior Life. And I wanted to share that with everybody watching and listening, for that matter, if they haven't heard of this paper. Can you tell us a little bit about the Atlanta Senior Life? And I wanted to ask you about the article, too, that's published in there, please.
Okay. Well, it's published. It's paper for seniors. Okay, obviously Atlanta Senior Life is for people people retired or over 50. I guess is what. There you go. Over 50 is what we call seniors now.
Yes.
It's designed for people that are retired, and just to kind of give them something to do and a perspective on what they could be doing and what's available to them in the Atlanta area. So I talked to the editor, Kathy Dean, the other day, a couple of months ago, and she said she wanted to do a feature on something for seniors, on some resolutions for New Year's.
Okay.
And I told her, I says, well, I'm not really big into resolutions because I don't think they tend to get followed. They don't tend to get kept. So I had a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about, different, like how to shift your perspective on the new year and use the new year as like a platform for trying to look at your life in a different way and making some gradual, incremental changes, looking at changing habits step by step, not just writing down something that's not you, and expecting that to happen because it's January.
Right.
That's really not the way change happens. But, I'm a personal trainer, and I work exclusively with seniors, and I see people shift and change all the time. Well, fitness. People that have not worked out in their whole life, people that haven't worked out in the last 20 years, people that just decided that they needed to do it because they were older now and they understood that their bodies were changing, and that it's probably, even if you never did it, it's probably a good time to start doing it now. And they come in and they work on it gradually, and they make huge changes. So I know it's possible. I know that's the way it's worked. So that's what I did with her. That's what the article's about.
The article's wonderful. It's in this month's edition for anybody out there. Yeah, and
18.
Yeah, the article entitled "Making Seniors Stronger," and then the subtitle "Susan Longley has a passion for helping older adults get more fit and active." So, it shows you leading an aquatic class there. And it talks a little bit about water exercise too.
Yes.
Tell us, Susan, like the importance and benefits of water aerobic exercise for seniors, please.
Well, for some seniors, it's the only thing they can do.
Right.
If they're really debilitated, if they have mobility issues, or even severe arthritis, sometimes exercising on land is just too painful. They can't do it. But once they get in the water, because the water displaces a lot of your body weight and gives you kind of a buoyancy and an ability to move and supports you, you can do things in the water that you can't do on land. And so a lot of those people find that it's a great way to get exercise at all. Some people that are coming into exercise that haven't done it very much find that it's easier to start off in the water, and then as they get stronger, they can move on to doing some more serious strength training. You can't do really serious strength training in the water. It's really better for aerobics and basic strength.
That's good.
But it's great for people that can't do it any other way.
Yeah.
And then it's just a great aerobic way of exercising, especially people that are overweight too find that they feel good in the pool because they don't weigh anything in the pool, and they can just bounce around and move. They have a freedom of movement that they don't have anywhere else.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I guess that's those three things. And then just for aerobics, it's a great way to get aerobic exercise. Because you can move in the water and you can get your heart rate up. So as a variety, even if you're doing strength training, even if you're doing other aerobic things, to get in the water and to have that be part of your aerobic exercise, part of your aerobic workout, it's a great way to get that aerobic training.
No, that's excellent. And
Yeah.
Susan, I got some questions for you here. Like
Sure.
for anybody who, let's say they haven't taken the class and they're just scared because they don't know how to swim. Is that of concern, or how do you address that?
We don't get sometimes you can be in waist deep to chest deep water. That's where most water aerobic exercise takes place.
So perfectly safe. Don't need to know. That's good.
You won't even get your hair wet if you don't want to.
I'm sure that's a concern mostly for the women.
It is a concern for some people, right? Yeah.
No, that's great. And again, the article is terrific because, my goodness, they give you 3 or 4 pages, real nice pictures. Yeah, it's wonderful. And they go on to talk about some of your clients and people that you work with, and it gives some blurbs and testimonials of them. And so I guess we can go ahead and mention them. Their names are in here. If you could please, Susan, give me a sentence or two of some of the nice things you want to say about some of these folks, including start with Joanne Pope. What's your impressions of Joanne?
Oh, Joanne she's fantastic. She's one of my personal training clients, as well as being and doing the water aerobics class, and she is just so energetic. She came back. She started trying to exercise last year, and then she had an injury, and she was not able to exercise for a while. So she came back, and she's just doing marvelous stuff with exercise. She comes every day. She works out in the pool. She works out, and she just has the best attitude. It's just, you can just tell that she's excited. In fact, I was teasing her today. I was saying, you're becoming a gym rat. That feels good.
That's a compliment.
It is, definitely. For me, it is a compliment. So.
That's great. Yeah, Joanne Pope and another lady in here, Ms. Mary Dill.
Oh, Mary is, she's the social secretary of our class. She's just kind of taken it on herself. She's been doing this class for 25 years.
Oh,
and
wow, that's
great.
great.
As long as Family Life Center has been open, she's been coming. She schedules it. She does. If somebody asks her to go to lunch on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, she says, "I'm sorry, I'm booked."
Good for her.
That's when she goes to water aerobics, and she comes every day. She's very faithful. She's done great work in there. She's also doing my arthritis exercise class, which is a strength training class in the water.
Good.
She does that. She does water aerobics, and she organizes all of our parties. She just makes sure that when a new person joins the class, she gets their email address and adds it to the roster and sends it out to everybody so we can all stay in touch. And then every quarter, she'll plan a party, either at somebody's house or at a restaurant or somewhere for us to get together. It's important, and it's very important. Water aerobics, another thing I didn't say about it, but one of the things that it's very valuable for a lot of seniors is because of the camaraderie. You can talk in the class with other people. I prefer that you don't talk too much, but you can visit and you can do things before and after the class, and it turns out to be a great social opportunity for a lot of seniors.
Very cool. Excellent.
So Mary makes sure that happens for our group.
Good. Excellent. And then how about Ms. Lisa Jobe?
Lisa is also one of my personal training clients, and she is very active in the water and very active in personal training. She's another one of those people that has just come on and hasn't been doing fitness and decided that she wanted to do fitness, and she's making it happen for herself. So really, she's also a singer. She used to sing with the choir with Family Life Center.
Oh, neat.
She's not doing that right now, but she's planning to go back to it. And so actually staying fit and keeping your voice that's an important combination. So
yeah, good point. Absolutely. And another lady they have pictured in the workout water, looks like she's having a good time. Sharon Forester.
yeah, Sharon has been with us for maybe 2 years now. She
Okay.
came. She was invited by a friend of hers, and she really liked the class and just jumped right into it, and has been a really strong regular with us with the class.
Perfect.
She comes on a very regular basis.
Good, good. And then how about Ms. Alice Enwright?
Alice is another regular.
Mm-hmm.
She and another lady that aren't pictured, Pat and Mary Dill and Nancy Britton, a couple of other people in the class, have a regular social time before the Wednesday class. They get together and play Rummy Cube.
Oh, nice.
And Alice is one of the organizers of that group and a regular member of that group and a regular member of the class. She's been doing it for years.
Nice. And then last but not least pictured here, Ms. Linda Letarte.
Linda is an old friend of mine. She actually lives near me, and I've known her for many years. And she just recently joined Family Life Center. I think when we did the Silver Sneakers, that was what attracted her to come join us. Because I'll do a little plug here. The Family Life Center is a Silver Sneakers gym. So people that are over 65 that have a Medicare supplement policy may have a free membership with us.
Yeah, definitely important for them to check that out.
Insurance. So Linda is also, an interesting thing about Linda is she has a business. She does portraits of pets.
Oh.
She's a painter, and she will, if you have a photograph of your pet, she will turn that into an oil painting. And she's been doing this for several years and has a growing business doing that.
Oh, very neat. Excellent.
So they're a very interesting group of people, and I've gotten to know everybody really well, and we know each other because we socialize together. And I think it's just a very, very valuable part of everybody in that class that comes on a regular basis. And all these people that we talked about here and that were pictured here are regular members of the class. So they get the most benefit.
Yeah, it looks like a fun group, and
It is
like
yeah.
that's the key. You have a fun time. And Susan, some other things in the paper that's great too. We'll go through these here. I wanted to talk to you about because again,
Okay.
I urge anybody to read this article and get a copy of it. But there's a section here of perspectives for a healthier and happier life.
Yes.
So I was going to talk to you about that here for a second. So maybe we go through some cliff notes here. And this is appropriate because it is the new year. This is actually the first video blog of the year here on GoTarryn TV, so it's very appropriate. So for the folks who are jumping into their New Year's resolutions and maybe their goals or of
Right.
weight loss and getting stronger and getting in the gym, let's start with I'll just ask you these like questions. The first one, what can you say about not making a list of resolutions you can't keep?
I think sometimes people tend to go overboard with resolutions and make a long list of things that it would be really hard to do.
Yeah.
And then they get bogged down when they start finding that it's not so easy to do that, then they tend to give up. So I was trying to get people to think of a way that they could identify some changes that they might want to make in their life and start working with them. Start trying to change some habits, trying to build a new way of doing things, to rethink some things, rather than just trying to go black and white.
Very
just
good.
like, I've been overweight, now I'm going to be skinny. It's like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Very true. And then how about we talk about value here? Quote, looking at the bigger questions. What can you say on that, Susan?
Okay, that is, I think that it's very difficult. Like, for example, for fitness, if the only reason you want to be fit is so that you'll look good in a bathing suit or, look good for your son's wedding or, whatever, and you can do that, but it really doesn't lead to lasting change. So it's more like to value yourself and value what your contributions might be, and then kind of shift and have your intention to be fit revolve around those goals.
Very good.
So I need to be fit in order to be able to be a leader in my community. I need to be fit in order to do the volunteer work that I want to do at church. I need to be fit in order to be able to take care of my grandchildren. So if you have a purpose to be fit, you're more likely to maintain fitness than if you're just trying to do it for fitness sake.
Yeah, very true. And then how about feeding off the energy of what you want to accomplish?
And that kind of goes together. It's like if you've got you've got a purpose that you want to do, then you're more likely to want to be fit.
Yeah, if they want it bad enough.
you want to do volunteer work, and that means showing up and standing up for 3 hours at a time, you've got to be able to do that. And every time you do that, it makes you feel good about what you've done, and that gives you more motivation to stay fit so that you can keep doing it.
Yeah, very rewarding. And then how about learning how to meditate and practicing honing the skills consistently?
I just totally believe in meditation.
Yeah.
I have started it several years ago, and I just feel like it's an incredibly valuable part of my life. And I just spend some time every day visualizing what I want my life to be, and taking myself to a quiet place, just focusing on what's true right now and what I want to be true, and just having that work for me. We have a meditation class now at Family Life Center. I think it's on Wednesdays. I'm not sure, but if somebody's interested, they check the schedule on that. That's a great way to get started, is to join a class, or there are apps that you can get where you can get a meditation. That's what I use. I use something on my phone. I just tune in on my phone on a regular basis. I also have a group that I meet with in person as part of my meditation. There's lots of different ways to do it, but I really recommend that people try it. And I mean, really try it by starting out with 5 minutes a day. It does not have to be long.
It's not long at all. Yeah, it's easy enough. And then how about patience, being patient with yourself?
Right. It's like, this is not going to happen overnight. If you make a resolution and it's not true by February, then be a little bit more patient.
Good. Yeah. And then how about this one, finding people and friends who value what you value?
Oh, this is so important. I think this kind of reflects back on a little bit what I was talking about the class, about how they support each other. If you've got friends that are doing what you're doing, if you've got friends that care about being fit, and that will go to water aerobics with you, and that will call you if you don't go, or they will ask you to go for a bike ride or a walk. Okay, if your friends are sitting in their chairs, they're fine with you sitting in your chair. But if your friends are out being active, then they're going to pull you to be active. So choose people that are active and that are active not just physically, but that are active in the community, in their families, people that are doing things that are out, not just folding up in a chair, which I see so many older adults do. They just, TV is not your friend.
Right, exactly. No, that makes sense. Yeah, very, very good advice. And then how about remember what you eat as part of your fitness, nutrition?
Yeah, it's like so many things about nutrition are do this, do that. This is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. It's really more like think about and read about and figure out what is good for you, and then try it out. And I've really reworked my whole recipe box. Some of them I had to throw away, but a lot of them I was able to substitute other more healthy ingredients for the ingredients that I was using. So I eat a lot of the same stuff, but I've learned how to substitute almond milk for milk. I made some cornbread over New Year's with almond milk. It was wonderful.
Very good.
Yeah, you can have a lot of your old standbys if you'll just rethink how you're eating, and also give it a try. If you read an article that says that somebody talks about, maybe like I've given up dairy. Okay, and if somebody, because I've read a lot about how dairy can cause inflammation in your body, and if you have arthritis or you had a tendency to inflammation, that sometimes if you back off of dairy, you can actually help yourself feel better. And I've done that, and it's made that difference to me. But for instance, almond milk has 50% more calcium than milk. So it's not like I'm not getting calcium, which I definitely need for my bones, but I'm just getting it from a different source. And you kind of have to experiment with it, but pay attention to that and just give it a try. I mean, you can try something for 2 weeks or a month and see how you feel. You don't have to give it up for the rest of your life. Okay, I'm not saying you can never have anything like that again. It's like, just maybe if you feel better, you might want to give it up and just kind of keep following that.
Good, excellent. And then last but not least, Susan, shift your focus.
Yeah, that's really what all of this is about. It's about shifting your focus, right? But this is about if you shift your focus, if you just take these little baby steps, not big resolutions, but just babies. Okay, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to walk more. This is what, and I don't have any big goals or big plans. I just daily goals. This is what I'm going to do. That you will find that you will get help that you didn't expect. And I think the example that I used in the paper was, like, if you're thinking about eating healthier, then you may come across a recipe that really fits in with something that you really like. It fits in with your eating style, something you'd really like to eat, but it's with healthier ingredients. And because you've shifted your focus and you're looking for something healthier for yourself, you're going to notice that recipe. But if you hadn't shifted your focus, that recipe would have you never would have read it. You never would have looked at it. So it's kind of like, once you shift your focus, then what comes, if you shift your focus, then what comes into focus is different.
Yeah, very good.
And if people start saying things, people might mention something to you that would just gone over your head, because it wasn't anything that you were focused on. But once you shift your focus to and that ties back into the meditation as well. If you're focusing every day, if you're using some time every day to focus on what you really want and how you want your life to be, then you'll notice that you're getting support and input from the outside that helps you do that.
Very well said, Susan. Well, again, like I said, this article is just wonderful. So anybody out there, check it out. They've got a Facebook page too, and it's simply Atlanta Senior Life. So again, for anybody who's watching, this is the paper here. And where can they get a copy of this, by the way?
They're in most of the senior centers. Like there's one at our gym, but I think it's about gone because all my class went and got it.
Okay.
But senior centers and retirement homes and anywhere where seniors are likely to be, they're likely to have a copy of it. But you can read the whole paper online.
Oh, good, excellent.
If you go to the website, the whole paper is there, so you can see everything in it.
Yeah, there's the website right there. I just saw it, atlantaseniorlife.com. So
right.
That's easy enough. Very good, excellent. Well, that's great, Susan. Again, congratulations on that, and you got a lot of things going on now. So we really addressed a lot of issues there. What about for yourself, Susan? What are your New Year's resolutions or New Year's goals for 2018 here? I think you've got a podcast you've got cooking up too, right?
I do. That's
Finish with a Flourish.
Like I'm launching a podcast. And I actually do my first interview tomorrow.
Good. Excellent.
And I've got a mentor. I've got somebody that does a very popular podcast that is going to help me kind of figure out how to do it. And what we decided was I was going to get 5 podcasts done, and then I was going to launch it.
Cool.
Because you don't want to launch just one, and then I need to have a couple more in the pipeline so that it becomes a regular thing that people can come back to. So, and it's the name of it is Finish with a Flourish.
Right.
And it's designed to inspire people by telling stories about people who are doing something interesting with their retirement. Doing something active that either they've started a business, they've started a charity, they're doing something kind of out of the box, they've gotten a new job, whatever else. It's all kinds of variety. Linda Letarte is going to be one of the people I feature on her pet painting business.
Good, yeah,
so
that's great.
So people that are doing something interesting and creative, and making money or not doesn't matter. Just kind of being. I see it as like being an elder, like being out there where people can notice what you're doing and see you as an example of what you can do, even though you're retired. It doesn't, just because you're not at your job anymore, doesn't mean that you can't be doing something really powerful. And some people are doing things that are a lot more powerful than their job ever was.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
Yeah. So look for I'd love, when I get that launched, I'd love to come back on and talk to you some about that.
Yeah, let's do that. Definitely, Susan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. And before we let you go, Susan, can we go ahead and let's plug your website and your contact information so everyone has it, please.
Okay, it's susanlongley.com, and you got to follow a link to the article on my website and see a lot of things there. And my phone number is 404-358-1675.
Excellent. Well, Susan, it's always a pleasure having you on. And again, thank you so much for helping out with some New Year's fitness goals here for everybody. And keep journeying on and doing the wonderful things you're doing. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week on campus at school, if not before
Right,
then at Family Life Center.
thank you so much for inviting me to do this and that as well. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Oh, anytime.
Okay.
You're always
Right.
welcome to come here. And again, thank you so much for your time, Susan. And happy 2018 to you. And enjoy the rest of your day, too.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, Taryn.
All right. Thank you, Susan. Bye-bye.
Bye.